Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about how I got to be the first place World ELO champion in Terraforming Mars on Board Game Arena. As you can see, I'm currently the only player that's passed 300 ELO. And I was going to look at 3 games that I played on my way to get here. Now, I don't think that all of the games I played were necessarily against the strongest opponent, so I picked the two most interesting games and then the final game that got me over the threshold. So my goal with this is to kind of explain my reasoning and hopefully have it make a little more sense as to what strategies you should go for, what you should be worrying about with your opponents, and general guidelines you should follow. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first game. So this is what I would call the scariest game I had, and if you look at my hand, it's honestly a great hand. So in this situation, I have 2 corps that can both work with 2 key cards in my hand in Molehole Area and Research Outpost. I generally, if given the choice between Tharsis with Research Outpost and Helion with Molehole, will take Tharsis on the Tharsis board because Tharsis board has the Mayor milestone. And so being able to get a quick 2 cities to help out with that milestone goes a long way. But Helion is also reasonable with the Molehole Area. And so from this hand, we obviously in Gen 1 would like to get some production cards, so mine and sponsors are great for that. Research Outpost and Molehole Area are also excellent cards. The Molehole Area is good production as well. Kelp Farming is a premium plant card, and it goes well with multiple cities, so that's another obvious card you want to take. And then you can make an argument for Lichen, just because more plants are always good when you have cities. Also, you can make an argument for Trans-Neptune Probe, because science tags can be useful for getting some of the power cards out. And we already have one in Research Outpost. So what I ultimately decide is to go with the production cards, the plant cards, and then the science card as well. So first city, it can go into either place. The 2 common spots you want to start with are right here on 8-4 and right here on 2-5. I choose to go with 2-5 because I'm planning on playing Molehole Area on 2 cards, and it makes sense to have a tile in 2 locations so I can go to whichever one I need to. If I were to city here and Molehole Area here, and then they were to play something over here, I wouldn't be able to get a tile down there since Research Outpost can't be adjacent to anything. And so that's why I chose this ordering. And as for the card I want to play next, it's Molehole Area. Yes, Research Outpost gets me 1 mega credit production. Yes, makes things 1 cheaper, but 4 heat is better than essentially 2 cash. We get our 2 cards. Physics Complex, not crazy, but Lava Flows is a nice card to get. My dog's deciding to be weird here. Alright, so my opponent opens up by playing Olympus Conference and then Inventors Guild, so already a strong card draw and science strat. That's a little bit scary. They're playing Saturn as well, which generally means that they're looking for Jovians, but not always. I think trying to force Jovians to Saturn is one of the beginner mistakes that people make. So they like the card, they keep the card, and we move on to Gen 2. Gen 2 is a very nice hand. So Urbies is one of the strongest cards in the game from a scoring perspective if you're going heavy on the ground game. Bribe Committee is just basically more development, just like sponsors, and Investment Loan is great emergency cash later on in the game. Rarely do you want to play it that early. So I take Herbies, thinking it's going to be a good point scoring card with my hand. Don't think I really need more production with Research Outpost sponsors in mind. Then I get back some power cards. Holy cow. So obviously Insects is insane when it comes to plant cards. Invention Contest is scary though because they played Olympus Conference, which means they're already going a science strategy, and they're getting more triggers for card draw, and they're looking for more cards that could find them some keystones of their strategy. So you hate passing this, but if I were to play Invention Contest, one of the cards I would most want to find is Insects. So in this case, it makes sense to take Insects. I assume they're going to take Invention Contest, and then I get Comet back from the draft. Okay, investment loan comes back. Happy to grab that. And indeed, Comet comes back. They took Invention Contest. The rare Keep 4 hand. And because of that, I'm going to be a little delayed on the Research Outpost. I was planning on playing this gen because I didn't expect I'd buy that many cards. But, well, life has a funny way of working like that. So they keep 3 cards. They draw. They like their card that they find. And then they play Colonizer Training Camp. So that doesn't necessarily, again, prove that I need to worry about Jovians, but now that they've got 2 tags, it is something I have to keep in the back of my mind for the rest of the game. With 11 cash, it makes sense just to develop my 2 cards that give me 2 production each, because it's better to play them now than to wait for the 1 discount from Research Outpost. They pass, and I pass. And, gosh, the bad cards just keep coming. So, they're going a science strategy. They want science cards. What can I absolutely not give them? I absolutely cannot give them Dev Center, is my read here. And then immediately I get past the Mass Converter. What they took there, I'm not sure. I haven't watched the replay from their perspective. Okay, so now they passed me a Mass Converter. I don't know how on earth that happened, what they took. Like I said, I have not checked the replay, but Mass Converter is the obvious pick here. And now it's an interesting question if you go optimal arrow breaking or advanced alloys. Yes, advanced alloys is a science tag. However, optimal arrow breaking is very strong. And I already have 4 science tags towards the Mass Converter. So in this case, though, I do go advanced alloys because it is my 5th science tag for the Mass Converter. But passing optimal is very scary. Could be a mistake. I'm not sure on this one. I think you can make an argument for either way. So with that, fish I don't need. I already have my animal for in-game scoring. So I'm going to save my money because I'm very poor and I have a bunch of cards I need to play here. So I raise the heat. TR is needed here. That's going to help me with my income. They don't like their card, but then they play Earth Catapult. Oh boy, here we go. So now they've played Earth Catapult, and they have card draw. They're going Jovians as well. True engine setup if I ever saw one. I just have to pass here, save my money to play cards until after Research Outpost comes down. They play their Invention Contest, looking for a card, and then they're done. So that's a mistake, what they just did there. You should not play a card at the end of a generation if you have nothing to go off of it unless you have already seen all of the synergies that could go with it. They could find Mars U, and they could find a Media Group. So having not seen those, they should not have played Invention Contest at the very end of the generation. So already I'm regretting my pass on optimal arrow breaking because imported hydrogen is a fantastic card, especially with kelp farming in hand. These cards don't really matter, but Interstellar Colony Ship is the card that they want the most, and it's not bad for me either, with me already having a plan to go for Mass Converter, so I take it. Imported GHG, I think it's a little odd that they didn't take that with optimal arrow breaking, but Titanium Mine is more titanium production for a Jove strategy, so it makes some sense. And Dust Seals just isn't a card. So I keep 3 here. You could argue my Interstellar is maybe overkeeping things a little bit, but I think that in this scenario I'm kind of having to hedge my bets on if I need to push really hard or if I can just enjoy my engine, because I too have a reasonable engine setup here with Dev Center and Research Outpost, as well as some premium terraforming cards. But yeah. I do keep it. So they play the card Dust Seals. That's usually not a great play, but it's free with Earth Cat, so 3 MC for 1 victory point. It's not the worst play ever. They like their card from Inventor's Contest. I go ahead and play Planter, since I have 16 cards in hand. I want to start getting cards out of my hand, so I don't think I'll be at this point again in the future. I can go ahead and play Research Outpost, get my money back. And also I want to note point out I did not spend steel on the research outpost. That's because with advanced alloys in hand, my steel is more valuable once I play that, so I want to wait for that to be played. And then I just pass. If I was not Tharsis, I would not have played research outpost here, but since I do get the extra 1 MC production, it's worth doing in my opinion. Okay, so now we look at this hand, and so you can make an argument for Noctis farming with insects, but Cupola City with Tharsis makes a lot of sense because it's our third city tag for Mayor, and we can also just plop it right here and have all the premium spots on the board locked up with insects in hand, and so I think Cupola is the correct play here. And then he passes me Nitrogen Rich Asteroid, which is one of the best cards in the game, and plant tags already in hand, so I have 2 of the 3 I need to make this really good. I do have to pass him Methane though, and that presents some concern because he is going a Jovian strategy. But Methane is one of the worst Jovians for the Jovian strategy, so I think NRA is just the clear winner here. Then I immediately get the Noctis farming back, as I hoped I would. He took the breeding filters, which is wrong. I don't think breeding filters is worth taking at this stage of the game. It's too expensive for what it does. But I will happily take the plant tag because that is my 3rd plant tag for turning on my NRA. Keep 1, 2, 3. I raise the heat. I know I could get asteroided or whatever, but I don't really care. At this point, I just need to get my TR up so I can get some income. They don't like their card from Inventors Guild, and then they play Space Elevator. I play my Advanced Alloys, and then I can now use my Steel to play Dev Center. But Dev Center by itself isn't going to do me anything. I need some energy to go with it. They play Restricted Area, and they go on a card, and then they draw a card. They have their Olympus Conference, which draws them a card. They're certainly digging, and it can get scary if they find the right stuff. So now I play Physics Complex. Not a good card, but it is a science tag, and it's important at this stage that I get my mass converter online, which is why I'm doing this. I have to sell 1 card, and then with 1 card sold, they finally get around to playing their Bride Committee and draw a card. But anyway, with my 1 card sold, that now allows me to play Investment Loan, and then play Trans-Neptune Probe, which then allows me to play Mass Converter, and I have my 6 energy up. Now, in this situation, you might be saying, look at this natural combo. Mass Converter, Physics Complex. Yes, 2 points every generation. That would be a huge mistake. I do not want to use Physics Complex at this stage of the game. Why is that? Well, 1, I have a Dev Center, which I could use to draw a card with the energy instead. But even if I didn't have that, their setup is a scary setup. They have -2 to all cards, and they have 2 card draw a turn, cash coming in from Space Elevator, and they're going after Jovians. The longer I give them to assemble all their combo pieces, the worse it's going to get for me. This energy is going over to heat to help out my molehole area with getting heat up on the track. And so that's going to be my goal here, is I need to outrush them and get the good terraforming score before they can assemble their wombo combo and beat me. Okay, so in this hand, if I'm going to plant strategy, Adapted Lichen is great for NRA, Archaebacteria is good for plants, flooding is good for getting ocean down, and I would like to avoid getting flooded next to my city, but you clearly can't give them Vesta. They're clearly going for Jovians. They want this Vesta. You have to cut this Vesta. From this hand, Heat Trappers is by far the most annoying card here. But Bushes is a really good card for me as well. Fusion Power is irrelevant. We don't care about Fusion Power. Here I just make the call that I think Bushes is better than Heat Trappers because I have the 6 energy also coming in. If I did not have Mass Converter down at this time, I think that Heat Trappers would be the card to take instead. So I get my choice back of Archie or Adapted Lichen. I take Adapted Lichen. The reason why is because it's a plant tag for both NRA and insects. If I were their opponent, seeing that choice would then clue me in that, oh geez, they have at least one of those, maybe both. I get heat trappers back, so I am rewarded for taking bushes. They did not have any interest in heat trappers. I think that's a mistake on their part. So I don't care about the Jovian tag. It's too slow. It gives them production. They could always play Asteroid Mining Consortium, or AMC as I'll say in the future, to hit my production if I get titanium. It's just not a card I want, so it's an easy skip here. They draw. So here I play imported hydrogen. I have 3 plants. That means it's an easy way to put Ocean here on 2 plants, get 3 plants back from the card, and then convert next to my city, getting 2 money back from the ocean adjacency. Use my dev center to draw. I know what you're thinking. Shouldn't you draw first at the beginning of a turn? Yes, but plants floating is always a little scary, so it's better to convert them in this situation. There's not really much I would find that would change my plan. Okay, so here is a bit of a difficult decision. Science is really good for them, so I don't really want to give them science. And I have Molehole area over here, which gives me even more heat if I were to copy it. Business Network is more card draw, which is terrifying, and Protected Habs is just really nice when you're going a plant-based strategy. But in this case, I think that giving them more science opens up too many scary avenues, and it's reasonable enough value for me that Robotic Workforce is the clear pick. I expect they take the card draw, and then I wheel back Protected Habs. From this, Convoy from Europa is the clear pick. I know some of you are seeing here and going, whoa, strip mine, look at that value. You already have the energy. But again, that's a mistake. My energy needs to go over to heat. It does not need to be consumed to push oxygen. I have oxygen. I've got the insects. I've got the NRA. I'm getting almost all this oxygen track. I don't need to spend $24 extra to boost metal production for what exactly, and take some of my greenery O2. No, it's a clear Convoy from Europa here, and don't forget they have optimal arrow braking, so I don't want to get them extra value from that card. So I was right, they did take the card draw and they get Protected Habs back. So I clearly take that card, and now you buy just 2. Why just 2? Why am I not taking Convoy from Europa? It's because Convoy from Europa is not that good. Yes, it is discounted by 3 due to the restricted area. Research outpost and mass converter, but it's still just not that efficient, and I've got a lot of stuff that I need to do right now. It just isn't in the cards for me, so I skip it. So I raise the heat, I get the heat bonus, I play Protected Habs to keep myself safe. They drawing correctly at the beginning of the turn. I draw as well. I find Artificial Photosynthesis. Nice, but not that nice. I don't need it to hit any new science thresholds. I already have all the power I need, so it's just going to be ignored in my hand. I am going to go ahead and play Cupola City and reserve the perfect spot down here. This puts me in great position as well for Builder, such that I'm looking like I'm going to take all the milestones, which is kind of the downside of what they're doing. While they have some good production and good effects, they've kind of ignored all of the milestones. Planner was the only one they had a chance on, and I already took that from them. So because of that, they're really looking at getting locked out of all the milestones unless they have some miracle building tags in hand. So they do play the Business Network, they do draw, they do like what they find. I play Robotic Workforce, I copy my heat. Now I'm going to have 2 heat bumps coming in next gen, which means I'm going to get the -20, which is going to be another heat raise, which is going to let me turn on my Noctis farming. And then my Adapted Lichen and my Lichen, all of a sudden all 3 plant cards are playable, which means that my NRA is playable. And so I need to make sure all my money is going towards that, if at all possible. But I will also need to claim my milestones before they apply the pressure on Builder. They play Immigration Shuttles. I think that's probably their first major mistake. Why are you playing that card? You have better targets with your Titanium, I hope, than that. It's Gen 7 already. Then they play the Miranda Resort. Like, that's the target that you want. And I think that the reason they played it was partially because they had an Earth tag from the immigration shuttles. So I get it, but I don't think it's worth playing. I think I'd have just played the Miranda in their situation. It's plenty of production all by itself. So here they play standard technology, further looking to get more science draw. Again, I think that's a mistake. It's close enough to the end of the generation that you should just wait to hope to find Mars U value. But they just play it. And so here, both Towing a Comet and Large Convoy are really nice cards, but in their situation, Large Convoy could be a devastating point drop for them, while Towing a Comet is at best 2 points, so it's a clear cut for Large Convoy for me. These cards don't really matter, but Science Tag, so I take Science Tag. And you know, it could be useful. I am looking at getting some oxygen, and maybe it can help out with the heat as well. Towing comes back, which was shocking to me. I think that was a clear mistake on their part to take Food Factory over that card, but hey, it's their prerogative. So I buy Towing. I don't think Large Convoy is playable. I'm not rich enough. They're too scary. I don't need to worry about a point bomb. I just need to worry about efficient cards to end the game here. So they draw. I raise my heat twice because I get that heat bonus now. Now again, I have 2 heat bumps for the next gen as well. You can see how I'm accelerating the pace of the game. Design microorganisms, again, I think it's a bit of a mistake. But again, they're looking for their science tags still. I think they're over-focused on that and playing mediocre science tags, but if they have anti-grav technology, AGT is a very strong card. So I can play the Noctis Farming, and I can claim Builder. I feel like I have to claim since they are very close on the Builder, and I'm not going to be able to play NRA this gen anyway. Alright, Gene Repair getting even closer, and also Food Factory. Gosh, that's such a bad card. Don't play Food Factory, guys. So I draw. Again, you can say order lull, but the fact of the matter is nothing's really changing my game plan here. It's all pretty clear as to what I have to do this generation. I also have to fund Landlord this generation as well. Looking at their science, it's looking a bit scary. Their minerals is very scary. Miner and Banker with 21 prod, both very clear funds for them. Landlord is unlosable for me. I have nitrogen-rich asteroid, I have kelp farming, I have bushes, I have insects. I cannot ever lose Landlord. Funded at 8s before they can fund something for 8 and then make me fund for 6 mega credits more. They pass. I go ahead and play the card Lichen. I did draw the card Decomposers, which is a phenomenal combo piece, but it requires 3% oxygen, and I need to get NRA online before I can dream about getting a third of a point from Decomposers. Okay, so we talked about the science and how it's scary for them to get the 7 science tags. I cannot deny them the science tags here. And Media Group is quite honestly insane with my hand, and it gets me, and it's scary to give to the guy that has optimal arrow braking as well. So it's a clear Media Group for me here. And then they pass me Big Asteroid, which is incredible. That's going to greatly help with my getting out of the game here. And again, I'm trying to deny them value from their optimal arrow braking. I passed them. They give me back Solar Wind Power, so I cut that. Again, no science tags for you. And then they give me Domed Crater, but Domed Crater doesn't matter. I have 3 cities already. I don't need another city. I will score plenty with my 3 cities. So don't take that card here. It's a bait. So I draw here because now things can change based on what I find, and I find an asteroid, which absolutely can impact what I'm going to do this generation. So I raise heat. They do their draws. I play my adapted Lichen. The reason for that is because it is my 3rd tag. Raise heat. Now, the astute observer might see that I cannot afford nitrogen-rich asteroid after playing adapted lichen. They play their science cards, activating their drawing. Didn't find anything they liked from Inventor's Guild, though. Alright. So, as I said, the astute viewer has noticed I cannot afford nitrogen-rich asteroid. I definitely can't afford media group before it. However, it is imperative I get it down this generation. The value is be missing out on 3 production from TR and 4 plants if I don't get it down this gen. That means I absolutely need to sell something to make it work. So what are the cells that are the most obvious ones here? Well, looking at my hand, I have more than enough power. I don't need artificial photosynthesis. Callisto Peel Mines, never being played. Too expensive, and it even helps out my opponent. Right? So, those are clear cells. And now I have enough that I can now play nitrogen-rich asteroid. Oh, yeah, and lava flows. Sorry, I forgot to mention that card. I also sold lava flows, and the reason why is because I don't really need the heat help anymore. I have big asteroid, comet, and asteroid already in my hand. Might as well just kind of chain the titanium together with my alloys minerals in order to help me move the heat along like that. And with the heat I already have coming in, that should be plenty. So lava flows doesn't really make that much sense at this point anymore. They play Natural Preserve, going further onto the science train. They're really going at it. Again, not a placement I like. I'd have gone over here or over here, but okay. Up there's not like bad or anything. 2 steals, a fine placement. Okay, I pass, nothing more to do. They go ahead and play their Solitaire, and they play Beam from a Thorium Asteroid. Again, I think this is what I would call a mistake, unless they happen to have all 4 Jove molts. This Beam from a Thorium Asteroid is not really going to help them very much. I'm already pushing heat at a very quick rate. They know they've already passed me some heat terraforming cards. And so the heat's just not going to do much for the cost of 31 mega credits. And like, do they want to contest Thermalist? Like, by all means, pay 31 mega credits and pay 14 mega credits to get 5 points. Like, I don't care. But if they have all 4 Jove molts, that's a 5-point play. That's a lot more reasonable. And building industries with that, okay, looking at a minor fund, I suppose. I think it's a little late for building industries, but it's not the worst. GHG factories, okay, now I think that's a clear mistake. You don't need that heat prod. You want to stall the game out. I'm the one that's winning a quicker game. So playing GHG just doesn't fit into that strategy in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so looking at this hand, a lot of people might say, ooh, your Tharsis, urbanized area. Ooh, your Tharsis, pets. I'm not interested in cities right now. I'm interested in ending the game, and how do I end the game the best? Ice cap melting. It's an ocean card, and there's still 8 oceans to go. I have media group, clear first pick. And then what on earth is this? Holy cow. What was their hand that they pass an Ecozone, a Quantum Extractor, and a Giant Ice Asteroid? So Giant Ice Asteroid is one of the best cards in the game. It gets me Oceans, which is great. But I do have Protected Habs. That means it can't kill my plants. And Ecozone is a phenomenal point scoring card with Decomposers. And if they were to play Giant Ice Asteroid, they're really just helping the game end and helping get me out of the game. So with that in mind, I take the Ecozone as my pick over the Giant Ice Asteroid. So at this point, pets, it doesn't really matter. I'm not playing either. And then they give me back Giant Ice Asteroid. I can't believe it. It seems ludicrous. I would never play Quantum Extractor here. Well, maybe I would with 5 Space Events in my hand, but he doesn't know that. But Giant Ice Asteroid is just helping me end the game so much easier. I can't believe it. So I take those 3, and I think that's one of the big game-losing mistakes my opponent makes here. Yeah, spoilers alert, but I think I said it earlier. I do win all my games here. So yeah, they do their solitaire stuff and they fund the scientist. Yeah, pretty safe. I'm pretty sure I'm not winning scientist at this point, which is why I funded landlord so much earlier at 8, because it was important. I draw a dev center, I play my media group. I'm about to unleash a whole bunch of events here. They draw, they don't like what they find from Business Network. That's good news for me. So Asteroid gets me 3 mega credits back. It also gets me 8 cash back in the form of the TI due to my alloys. I get to kill some of their plants. Fantastic. Raise my heat up. Now I can afford to play my bushes, which everybody loves bushes. It's a great card. Inventors Guild, yep. They like their card. That's not good news for me. I play Towing a Comet before I play bushes, though. Why would I do this? It's because I want to play Ecozone before I play bushes, and I want to play Decomposers before I play Ecozone, because of the way that the tags interact with each other. And Towing a Comet lets me raise oxygen and get the plants I need in order to get a nice conversion. And I can place the ocean and get a nice cash back from that placement. I choose to do it down here, though, because I want to convert my plant next to my city. I think it's fine to do either placement of the ocean. So I do that there. Very cool. They play their quantum extractor, continuing with their solitaire, looking to find whatever they can find. Noctis City. Okay, again, I think this is a mistake. You should let me convert around Noctis City, so I don't know if you have it or not, so I try and take these good placement bonuses. And once you play it now I know it exists. I don't really want to go around there anymore. And also, you're giving me a production because I'm Tharsis. Not a play they should be making. I'm sure they've got better things to do with 19 cards in hand. So I play Decomposers. I play my Ecozone. Playing Ecozone there allows me to get the plants I need for another conversion. I'm going to convert down here, get another bit of cash back. And then that'll allow me to next gen play the bushes. Now you might be going, why'd you play the other stuff before bushes? It's because I think at this point it's better to grab the points where I can than to grab 2 plants. I might get some disagreements from people watching this video, but I think that in this case, basically 1 point is worth 2 plants from bushes. So Hydrators makes the most sense. I have Media Group. These other cards really don't do anything. Yes, Toll Station's funny, haha, but it's not going to really pay off by the time I want this game to be ending. And holy cow, again, what is this dude doing? So Lake Marineris is the obvious pick for me. We're close to 0 degrees Celsius. It comes with 2 victory points attached for just $6 less. Clear Lake Marineris. These cards don't matter, so take the Caretaker Contract just so we can't use his heat. And yeah, Special Design comes back. Ooh, Special Design Kelp Farming, you say, with Media Group. Interesting, huh? But not really needed. Why is it that it's not needed? Because I'm already planning on Giant Ice Asteroid, Big Asteroid, Comet, Lake Marineris. I don't need to force out kelp farming with an extra play like that. I'm just going to play my efficient big terraforming cards and then get my plants online as I can. So I go ahead and convert over here and grab the titanium so it can't get stolen from me. I draw my card to see if anything changes. Fuel generators, that's okay. Not great. They like the card they find, not good news for me. I raise heat, I'm getting ready to go for my big play. I pass 1 action. Generally I like to play 2 actions when I can, but when it's a big play coming up that you don't want to have interrupted, it makes sense to just wait. Stay Inventors Guild don't like what they see. They sell their steel, doing all their normal stuff. So Big Asteroid, fantastic. It gets me 3 money back. It also gets me $16 back. They had played the Noctis City, which means I now get to blow up their plants. I'm very happy. Now I get to play Giant Ice Asteroid, and I immediately do so in order to get all the oceans. I can grab the titanium from one of those oceans, get me $8 back. I then place those down there. Don't blow up any plants because he doesn't have any remaining. I get my plants down. Fantastic. IO Mining Industries. Okay, there's Molt 1. So, if that's the only Molt, then I'm fine. They've got nothing. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Also, Antigrav got played. I think I forgot to call that out when it was done, but yeah, they've got -4 to all their cards now. So all their cards are much more efficient than average. So while normally I would balk at some of the cards they're going to play, when you have -4 to the card, basically, it's always good. 9 production, and a fund banker. I don't love this play. I think they should be developing their cards instead of funding an award for 20 that I likely was not ever going to try and fund anyway. Like, yeah, I'm kind of winning Thermalist, but, like, not really. Just don't use your heat, and it's hard for me to ever use it. You have optimal aero braking as well, so you could always get some more heat from some surprising sources. I think Banker is a mistake over developing their cards. I hired raiders, I take some of their money from them. I don't take their steel. Yes, I could use alloyed steel, however, money is just more important at this stage. So now that I'm at 0 degrees Celsius, I get to play Lake Marineris, great value. Place them down for another 4 cash back, get the plants. They play business contacts, looking to see what they can find. Again, you could find more synergies. Wait on this. You don't need to play it right away. Earth Office is still out there that would make the card cheaper. But whatever. Industrial Center. Oh, it's brutal. Now they get to block one of my 4 money back spots. And so they're going to do it right there, which is by far the most painful. So I was very sad to see that. So if that's what they found from business contacts, hey, maybe their decision was rewarded, but in general I don't suggest you make that kind of play. So now I play bushes, I get to trigger decomposers and ecozone, getting points. Now it gives me the plants that I need in order to now convert, get me 4 cash back, and that also gets me right to the 6% oxygen, and what turns on at 6% oxygen, insects, and what's my plant count at? 5, so this is now 5 plant production coming from my insects. Yeah, shuttles, satellites is a little scary, another 8 mega credit production. I think they're winning Banker, but at this point, I'm all in on the terraforming, and I've known that for a while, once they had that crazy draw. They don't have the money to play Fish, and Fish was already dropped out of the draft anyway, so there's no problem with raising the heat here, and then I'm going to go ahead and play my lovely Ice Cap Melting, which I had picked up previously. With Media Group, I get the money back, so it's fine to do. And I sell a card so I can play insects because I'm never going to play fuel generators. I already have 5 energy production. And I just play insects, get my microbe, get my 5 plant prod, and I'm in great shape to end the game in 2 generations, is what it's looking like. Because they've not done squat 24 TR, of which I think 2 of them is Bribe Committee. Am I right? Let's see. Yeah, and 2 of that was Bribe Committee. They've done nothing this game. And Magfield Dome, like, have they even gotten 1 TR that was maybe heat? Maybe they've used some heat. I don't know. Anyway, they're not helping me out at all. Selling cards to play Cartel? Okay, yeah, sure. Even more prod. But even so, they have more prod than me, but not that much more pure cash. My extra 28 cash production is keeping up, kind of, with their 45 here. Okay, so for these cards, they don't really matter, but Great Dam is a very interesting card here because I'm looking at using my steel on something, and that is a positive point card that does something and gives me 2 power prod. And remember, I said I don't need to be using Physics Complex, so I need this game to end. But if the heat's maxed, which it is at this point, well, now all of a sudden Physics Complex is very interesting. The energy doesn't have a use anymore except to turn into points, so that's a fantastic card to find. We grab that. Okay, these cards don't matter, but Mining Expedition is insanely cheap for me. I get 6 cash back from the steel. I get 3 cash back from playing it. So it's ultimately like 5 mega credits to remove an oxygen. Like, awesome. Love that. Okay, these cards don't matter. Scarpman is the most annoying card of them, so I'm just going to cut that. And Magnetizer doesn't make any sense since I'm planning on using my Physics Complex. Just Mining Expedition and Great Dam here. So they raise the heat. And then they don't take their second heat bump? I don't know what that's about. Dude, take both of the heat here. Please. You're just giving me a free point. It's a 2-point swing since I get a point and you lose a point by not using your heat. I don't know. So I take my heat. Very happy to do so. Draw my card. Mining area. Okay. That's positive cash for me. Because I can go right down here and get 2 steel. 2 steel is $6. That's $3, so plus 3 cash. They draw. They don't like what they find. They don't like what they find. Great news for me, because this is a little bit scary. So Mining Expedition to kill some of his plants off. I go ahead and convert there so I can plan on doing the mining area. And I draw Protected Valley. Ooh, excellent. Even more ways to end the game here. And I have a bunch of steel. I've got 18 cash and steel I can spend on it. Tech Demo, yeah, we hated passing that. They're drawing a bunch of cards. Or did we pass that? I think that was another game we passed that. They found that, and that's a very good card for them to play, since now they just basically get to see 2.5 cards from it. So now that we're at 8%, I play my herbivores. I've calculated that I cannot get the last 6% of oxygen I need to end the game and the last ocean. So as a result, I might as well get the points where I can, and that's from playing herbivores. He played the plant production a while back, and now I get to hit him with that. Add my animal to my herbies. Add him to the eco zone and my decomposers. Already you can see how this is 2 points. This is 2 points. This hasn't even been a great game for them, but it's been good enough that I'm getting some good value. Go ahead and get the mining area down so I get positive steel before I play Protected Valley. Rover construction. Alright, maybe you're playing cities, my dude, but I'm not. No more cities for me. Breathing filters, even more science. We knew they kept that from all that time ago, and I said I thought it was a bit of a mistake in overkeeping, but it's points now, and another card draw for them. So I draw another card, get more information. CEOs, baby, please. So now I can use the CEOs on my Physics Complex Next Generation and get 2 points and 3 cash. Like, that's some great value. And now with my Steel Prod, I can play Protected Valley. I can do it up here on the steel. Great, I get even more value. And with that steel, I can now play Great Dam to get my energy high enough for my Physics Complex and my Dev Center. And life's looking pretty good. Uh-oh. And there's a second molt. So 2 molts down. All of a sudden, it's gotten a lot scarier, but it's not over yet. It won't let me show you the live score in the game, so you're just going to have to trust me I'm winning by a lot. Or do the math yourself if you'd like. Uh-oh. Ganymede colony. Now it's really scary. That's 3 molts. If they have a 4th molt, it's going to be a very close game. And I guess that makes sense why they play the rover construction. Get that value there. Since it's not a city on Mars, I, as Tharsis, don't get that value. Sad. So Great Dam. Kelp farming. I might as well play it. It'll be extra points here. Okay, there's that methane from Titan. Remember how I passed it all that time ago and said it's not that good unless you find a bunch of Jove molts? Well, they found them. But again, the heat, a little weird to me. Media archives, a lot of extra cash now. Since they're doing that, that almost implies they're looking to end. And so I'm just going to go ahead and play a point card of Interstellar Colony Ship and just go ahead and get that value. They already played Media Archives, so it can't really help them out any by playing it now. And then I'm just going to pass. Viral Enhancers. Uh-oh. That's a good card. I'd have loved that card this game. Terraforming Ganymede. Well, crud. They just found all 4 Jove molts. That is a lot of points for them. That's 9 Jovian tags. So that's a 11-point card by itself that also gives 3 points to the others. So that's a 14-point card they just played. Ridiculous. I don't necessarily want to call it luck because they did draw a lot of cards, but -4 and all 4 Jove Molts, like, yeesh. That's a lucky hand. And 1 Mega Credit production. Can't forget that. Greenhouses now allows them to grab an oxygen from me, which is a little sad, but is what it is. And then Zeppelins, I guess it gives you 4 prod. I guess it's -4, so it's fine. But they're down to 8 cards now. And that was their power turn. From now on, it's my turn, because I've got the plant production. They can't really end it that efficiently outside of standard greeneries. So birds is fantastic. They've got the plant prod. I'm going to hit them. Helps my eco zone. I don't want to get hit by it myself. These cards don't matter, but actually, Underground City does matter. It's a city I can play, and I have $6 off on it already. So yes, please. Sad giving another science tag, but whatever. Fuel Factory doesn't matter. Steelworks doesn't matter. I could play Steelworks for oxygen, but I already have enough plants that it's pointless to waste money on that. So now it's important that I grab as much TR as I can. I'm going to do that by playing both my greeneries here. Now they play restricted. They use their restricted area, draw another card. They get Permafrost, which they play. All right, Ocean's done. That's nice. Means I don't have to waste my money on the SP Ocean anymore. Now I standard a greenery because again, it's a race to get as much TR as I can, since they played their Joves and got the score real close. And I went ahead and played that there, so I can go ahead and play the Underground City. Remember, we passed Urbanized Area a long time ago. And I remembered that I passed that, so you got to make sure you plug up the holes before you play any new cities. There, makes enough sense. Get some cash back. Have the energy to do so. They draw some more. They like one of the cards that they find. Physics Complex gets used for the first time this game. And now I can draw with Dev Center and I find MedLab. That's cool. Okay, they draw with their science. That was the downside of giving it to them, but it's kind of expensive for a point with their hand. SP Greenery, it's about as efficient as I'm going to get in terms of points here. I get 4 cash back, 2 points. And I do it there. Why do I put greenery there for 2 plants and only have it be 1 point? Well, there's 2 reasons. One, notice I'm at 6 plants right now. That means that by doing it right now, I get an immediate another conversion, which I can use for 4 more cash back. Number 2, look at their plant prod. They have 5 plus 3. After I birds them, that's going to leave them down to 5 plus 1, meaning they need to find 2 plants from somewhere. I would much rather be annoying by taking it now and making it harder for them to get plants than for them to easily pick them up from the board right there. Because remember, they could urbanize area right there and grab 2 plants, and that would be unfortunate. Yes, I know there's 2 plants over here in the east, but there's no easy urbanized area to help them get those plants. So that's the rationale behind putting my greenery right there. What that does, unfortunately, do is it opens up a nice city spot for them down there right below it. And so that city spot is concerning, but can't do anything about it. It is what it is. And if they do SP City, it's not really the scariest play with their -4 cards. Okay, Phobos Space Haven. Good point dump with their Titanium. Radkim. They finally got some more TR aside from their TG. I convert there for some more cash back. Play the CEOs to get the media group trigger. They play ants. And then they play predators. Uh-oh. So I know they can't steal from me because I have protected Habs. However, why would you play 2 cards like this if it wasn't for an imported nitrogen. So they're about to have another huge point dump here. Go ahead and sell off my cards. They play the imported nitrogen. Yeah, that's another huge play. That's a 2, 4, 5, 6 point play. Or 7 point play, excuse me. So yeah, another huge play. I'm not happy about that. I play the birds. I go ahead and kill off their potential plant conversion. Also, I'm just calling out, remember that large convoy I cut because it was too dangerous of a point dump? Yeah, that would be why. So I use birds. It's not great, but it's something. Alright, so they do their standard city. And then they play solar power, so you can guess that probably is the urbanized area coming in. Nothing I can do about it, though. Go ahead and sell my cards in case it comes down to a money tiebreaker. Yep, urbanized area. Tundra farming. So they get all the way up to 6 plants, meaning that they miss out on their final conversion thanks to the birds. So birds was worth it. I pass. They preds themselves. It doesn't matter. They don't find Search for Life. And they're done. I get 2 more conversions, which is another 5 points because next to my cities and because of herbivores. And with that, tally up all the awards. I get a ton from terraforming. I got all the milestones. I have a phenomenal board. And they have a lot of points from their VP, but ultimately I win it by 13 points, 139 to 126. So, Urbies, a 5-point card, much better than Fish would have been if I'd have played that. Don't underestimate this card if you're going to go with a lot of plants. Ecozone, a 3-point card, very nice. It wasn't an insane value since I had to play the plant tags before I played the Ecozone, but it was still good. Decomposers, 3 points as well. So, very cheap, efficient points for me there. Physics Complex was 4 points and turned on my mass converter, which was nice. Birds ended up costing him 3 points from a greenery, so this was a 4-point card. 4 for 13, or I guess 12 since I had Research Outpost. Incredible value. And aside from that, I just played efficiently and got the TR. Right, that's all you can do. My opponent had a much stronger engine, much more card draw. Much more cards played. Look at my cards to their cards. But ultimately, it didn't matter because I was able to close out the game before they could punish me for it. And so yeah, that was the scariest game I played on my journey there. Next up, I played the number 2 player. So this was number 1 versus number 2. We were both right there at near 300 elo. So basically the winner of this game is going to be the one that gets first place. I look at my hand and it's an incredible opening hand. Credit Corps is such a good corporation, though Mining Guild isn't bad with both Protected Valley and Mining Area, but Credit Corps is just more solid. Mining Area with Protected Valley, a no-brainer. Sponsors and Cartel, a no-brainer. And so, I think you take those cards, and then you take GHG for the potential of some, science tag useful. Protected Valley means auctions going up a bit early. Maybe it'll come online quickly enough. It's worth taking. Ganymede Colony, I don't like. I think Jovians are too much of a gamble to take in the opening hand, even though this is the best of the Jovian multipliers, and I do get a discount from being Credit Corps. And the rest of these are just too far away, considering I don't really have the heat to support the plants, and shuttles is just too far away. I don't have card draw yet. Just doesn't make sense to waste my money on those. I've also got the advantage in that I'm going first. He's playing IC, another strong corporation. I get to Protected Valley on 2 cards. See what I get. Okay, Methane's not the worst. Same reason as if I get GHG online early. If Methane comes online early, it's nice. And Decomposers is great. Now I can just go ahead and play the Mining Area for Steel Prod. Yes, I'm not getting full value from the Titanium, but it's better to get 2 plants and be up here in this fertile area than to go down here for the Titanium and get stuck down there. he plays Giant Space Mirror, which I see with power can be a little scary. And then Fuel Factory, alright? So he's got some production. I play Sponsors. I hold off on Cartel. Cartel for 1 doesn't, or 2 rather, doesn't make that much sense. I would rather wait to see if I find better cards in the drafts. Then he plays Equatorial Magnetizer. So we talked in chat during this game, and he was talking about how his hand's kind of dead, so he's playing one of the cards he has. But Magnetizer's just not that good of a card. You're basically decreasing energy production to improve terraforming rating. Energy production costs you like 7 mega credits to get, and terraforming rating being translated to that is not that different than a 1-to-1 value. And on top of that, it costs you 14 to play that. 14 to basically have a 1-to-1 value exchange? Not good. I think he should have been more patient and not gone with this play. But, hey, I understand feeling like you have to take a Hail Mary sometimes. So I pass, he passes, on to draft 2. Okay, so when your opponent has no cards in hand, what do you not give them? The chance to see more cards. Obvious business contacts. Okay, I don't want to get flooded. He is IC, so he gets better value from the flooding. I think it's a clear flooding pick here. Okay, these cards don't matter. Take the Open City just because, hey, he could have some value from it in the far, far future. So with these cards, I think it only makes sense to take business contacts and flooding. You might be saying, but Thread, Adapted Lichen was used last game, right? And you have the Decomposers already. Why aren't you taking that? It's because Credicore doesn't really need to go with those kinds of shenanigans. I can, but Adapted Lichen is kind of expensive for a 1 plant prod. And as Credicore, I can always SP a greenery for 19 mega credits, meaning that I don't really care. So I ignore it. He magnetizes again and is now out of energy. This could bite him if he finds more cards that want energy later, but he does have the power plant to get him some energy for now. I play business contacts. I have 32 cash. I have nothing I want to play right now. Let's see what I find. Holy moly. What a draw. Invention Contest, Mineral Deposit, Inventors Guild, Space Elevator, all super good. But of these, I think there's 2 clear picks. And that's Inventors Guild for card draw and Space Elevator for production. So now I have an interesting decision. I can choose to play Space Elevator. It's nice because I immediately get the production. I have exact money to do so. It's really interesting to do. But my opponent has 13 mega credits in hand. There's a certain card that if you and someone else have titanium production, would allow them to steal the titanium from me and go to themselves. So, knowing that, I am a little scared about playing the Space Elevator. Now, I am planning on playing it anyway, so maybe I should just bite the bullet and say if they have it, they have it. But in this case, I decided to play the Inventors Guild because I think that looking at more cards probably has almost equivalent value, and maybe if AMC is found in the draft, it won't be as clear of a pick for him with me not having titanium production. And so with that, he just passes. He's got nothing to do. Maybe I played around the AMC, maybe I didn't. I think it made sense what I did, but I wanted to explain that for those of you watching. Subres, sure, I'll take it. It could be fine. Oh, baby. Love me the kelp farming. Hate passing the tech demo. But with 2 oceans in hand, Decomposers, kelp farming is one of those premium cards I would want to find from playing a card like tech demo, so you take the kelp farming. Ooh. This is interesting. Kelp farming plays really well with special design, and I already have 2 oceans. All I need to do is find 2 more oceans, and suddenly kelp farming is playable, very early on. That's very intriguing. However, it's very unlikely my opponent is interested in special design. Asteroid is generically good for both of us, and I don't want him blowing up my plants, so I take the asteroid instead, expecting special design to wheel. So yeah, he took the tech demo. Sad days, we take the greenhouses. And so of these cards, we take 3. He probably thinks I take greenhouses, but I don't. I take special design. And that's because I don't respect greenhouses in two-player base that much. That many cities should not be played at a high level of play, and so it's just kind of wasted money unless you need that plant tag in order to play NRA. But I don't have NRA. I think it's a bit of a waste of money, so I'm not keeping it. So now I'm going to play the space elevator and go ahead and use the action. That's just to play around, having something happen to my steel. And he plays Mars University. Oof. And I just passed him tech demo too. That's very sad. So he immediately does those. I draw, see what I find. MedLab. MedLab could have some potential. I'm already at 3 tags. I'm at 2 science tags with MedLab. I think it's worth speculating on. But now I pass. He magnetizes again. Again, I think he might want that later on. But we both pass. Yoo-hoo, okay. So you don't want to give IC Media Group, but I also don't want to give the guy with Mars U Robotic Workforce, but Robotic Workforce on Space Elevator or Protected Valley isn't really that good, and IC Media Group can pop off, and I already have 4 events in hand. I take the Media Group, but it's not entirely clear. Okay, I have these cards. I think Radchem is the best one for me. You take the Urbies here. He doesn't have power. He's been spinning it all. And I take 3. I take the Radchem. Why do I take the Radchem? Because Builder is still an adjacent possibility. It helps improve my MedLab, and it's just can be some efficient points later on in the game if I've already used my power for other things. I don't really have that much I'm doing right now anyway, so that's the other reason to keep it. If I had more needed plays, I'd have done it. Okay, so fuel generators to immediately magnetize it. Again, not good value, but it is getting him closer to Builder. So Lake Marineris, that's a good card with no oceans down. I always will speculate on that if it doesn't stop other things. Ooh, IO mining from IC. Fascinating. Well, I guess it is production. I guess it is a kind of a slowish game right now. So that's the thing. And I pass. Why do I pass? Because I'm not so interested in just playing the oceans, because I don't have the payoffs in place yet. And so I can afford to just be patient. And then this pack comes along. Holy cow, what am I supposed to do with this? So AI Central, obviously insane for both of us. Anti-gravity, I'm not sure I'm ever getting online. I don't really have any science tags that make me think I'm getting it online. Hopefully the same is true for him, but he has Mars University. He wants to play every science tag he's going to find, so scary. Of the two of them, though, it's scarier for him to get AI Central online immediately than Anti-Grav to come on later. So I have to take the AI Central here, I think. In this pack, it doesn't matter, but I take the wave power. Why do I take the wave power? It's because I have flooding and subres, and I need a power for AI Central. So, better than the SP power if I don't find other power. Okay, as predicted, he takes the anti-grav. I take the imported nitrogen. It's a good point stump with decomposers and Urbies in hand. And I buy 3. I buy the wave power. A lot of you may be like, why? I think in this case it makes sense since I have an immediate target for it and I don't have that much else I want to be doing. So I have a couple options on how I want to proceed now. And so here's where I need to think about how I want to proceed through this game. I could SP Greenery, I told you it's efficient as Credit Core, and then play Special Design, to then play the GHG Bacteria, to then get the Med Lab, to then get the need to get another ocean for the wave power, so I can then play AI Central. That's too out of the way to get AI Central online. I don't think that's worth it. Let's go ahead and do Space Elevator and draw bushes. Hey, everyone loves bushes, so we're going to grab that card. Uh-oh. Here's the artificial photo. That's pretty scary with Mars U. He magnetizes again. Okay. I claim Planner, just because I have them. Might as well. And I play Media Group. Let's go ahead and start playing my events here. He gets some power. I play my oceans. I'm going for cards because I want to find science tags for AI Central. And I don't want to get my plants blown up. Bribe committee? Hey, sure, for free. I'll play that. Flooding. Go ahead and play that. Get the titanium. Can use it for asteroid. I play cartel for some more MC prod, and immediately Earth Catapult comes down. Curses. But obvious Earth Cat, can't be anything else. I'm not willingly giving my opponent -4. We just saw how painful that becomes from the last game. So clear Earth Cat with AI Central in hand. Love it. I'm feeling pretty good about my chances now. These cards don't matter. I take local heat trapping because he has some heat coming in, and I want to avoid any cheeky competition for Gardener. None of these cards matter. I take the Aquifer pumping just because he's free to play the other card. I don't care. It's not very good. I keep those two. CEOs is like free point with media, so it's worth. Magnetizing again. The Robo Workforce now copying the tech stress. That's a lot of power. Think about how much power he'd have had if he hadn't done this equatorial nonsense. If he'd been able to just push the heat, I think he'd be in a better spot. But it is a good use of Magnetizer so far if you ignore all the money he's had to dump into getting these magnetizers. I don't know the plural of that. I activate my space elevator. I draw. Not interested in rover construction. Too far out of the way. Research. Oh no. 4-card draw. Closer to AGT. This is not good. Hired raiders. That's annoying. Takes some money from me. I have to pass. There's no efficient way to make any progress. And these cards can still get better, so don't play them yet. Space Station. Okay, he's getting some discounts. It's fine. He's going to have a heat raise next gen. Standard tech to trigger Mars U. I don't really agree with playing at the end of the gen unless you get something else from it. But, whatever. Oh, what is up with these devil choices? Okay, so I can either give him the 7th science tag and more card draw, or I can take the best card in the game, GIA. Oof. I do not know what is correct here. I thought long and hard about this one. But here's the cute thing about GIA. GIA gives me 2 oceans. What do 2 oceans let me do? They get me to 4 oceans. And with 4 oceans, I have this special design here which lets me play kelp farming. And with that combo, it also gets me the oceans needed for wave power. It also gets me closer to the GHG producing bacteria. I have 18 cash I'm not really doing anything with. It lets me get the heat bonus here with asteroid. And so I say GIA has to be what I want. And yeah, he went, what? When I passed that to him, and I said, yeah, I know. Protected Habs, though, I'm almost instantly rewarded. I now get a kelp farming that he can't blow up my plants. Love it. NRB, I don't think hackers matters. He can hack me if he wants. It's Gen 7. I have lots of cash. I buy those 2 cards. Simbi Fungus, while cute with decomposers, too far away, too many important things to do. I sell and I draw. Zeppelins is a no. He magnetizes again and draws. Alright, so we get that value from Earth Catapult. I play the Protected Habs to keep my plant safe. He draws and plays his anti-grav. Oh, he can't yet. He plays Vesta first. Sure. So he's going more on the Joves. I play the asteroid just to get the media group value and to get the titanium in advance so I can play GIA. I get the heat prod from that. I place the 2 oceans down in the middle, getting the plants. He's done. Oh, he raises heat, excuse me. Now he's done. I play special design. I play kelp farming. Now I'm looking at having conversion next gen. And we pass. Okay. So I can play Mining Expedition. That helps me get closer to GHG, which helps me with getting AI online. It comes with steel. I get money back from Media Group. So I take the card, but I don't think I should have. I think the clear pick here is Colonizer Training Camp to avoid letting him get more Jove value for that IO that he played. But I do take it, and I think that's a mistake I regret. He gives me Search for Life. I'm in love. That's the card I've been looking for, and I don't have to worry about weird plays with GHG bacteria. Now I can just do a simple Search for Life, MedLab, AI, and be in a pretty equal, if not better, position to him. Okay, so he takes the Jove, I take the Cupola, not going to let him have that. Do I want Cupola? No. I already have immense power issues, and I'm a credit core. I can always standard a city for just about as efficient. So skip on that. And now that I've found the science tag, I just buy Search for Life. I don't need to try and force out GHG any longer. So that's why I think it was a mistake to have even tried. I just convert. If he wants to put a city somewhere, whatever. I don't care. I just want to make progress towards Gardener and make life annoying for him to ever have a chance of getting a third milestone. So there's the anti-grav. I'm very sad. He claims builder. So he's out of cash. I still have 63 cash. I'm relatively happy with that position. I draw mining rights from Adventurers Guild. That's a no-brainer. Play the Med Lab first because it doesn't matter. It's an even number. And AI Central, what I find from that might change what I play, so I don't want to do the mining rights first. And what do I find? NRA. Wow, that's a huge card to find. I kind of regret not keeping those plant tags previously, but I'm already at 2 plant tags from Protected Valley and Kelp. So now all I need to do is get this bushes online, and I'm loving it. So I play mining rights on titanium. Might as well get some more of that. And I fund Landlord immediately. Why? Because he's clearly not really going after a ground game strategy. He's kind of all in on the science. And I want to get a cheap fund in before he can fund Scientist. Alright. So if he had not done all of his magnetizing, then Physics Complex might be a scarier thing to pass. But as it is, Physics is useless for me. ICS could be good for both of us. He would love ICS. So I take the ICS. Here, cut the science tag. Don't think it matters that much though. Physics Complex, okay, if he passes it back to me, I'm not giving it back to him. There's always the chance he could find like a mass converter or a power grid, and then I'm regretting having passed that. So we cut that. And of these cards, Interstellar Colony Ship may be good enough to speculate on. It's not that good of a card, truthfully, but I think it's okay to speculate on with 2 Titanium Prod. I draw, I find Algae and Dome Crater, phenomenal. Great cards. And I SP an Ocean. What on earth? Why are you SPing an Ocean? Well, it's because I just drew the Algae. And with the Algae, I can afford to now play it, and that gets me my 3rd conversion. And then that's also my 3rd plant tag. And with my 3rd plant tag, I can now play NRA. Research Outpost, oh, it's so annoying. He now has -3, he cycles a card. This is not an easy game still. I play the Algae, I play the NRA. That gets me the, up to -18. I'm getting closer to bushes as well. He draws, he magnetizes. Good old story. He's trying to beat me to Terraformer, which would be the big advantage of this whole play. But you're not beating me to Terraformer, buddy. I've got it already. And a Space Elevator. He plays Olympus Conference now, too. Oh, boy. Now he's drawing a lot per science card and has -3 to everything. Scary stuff. And Viral Enhancers. Oh, golly. He's very scary after a not-so-great start now. I draw geothermal power, love it. I have a use for that power right now with Dome Crater. Go ahead and convert down there, get the 2 cash back. Optimal arrow braking, uh-oh. Comet, okay. I'm protected, so that's not too big a deal. I do imported GHG since I've got Media Group. Colonizer Training Camp, nuke power. I really shouldn't have passed in that colonizer. Alright, heat's at minus 14 now. Alright, of these cards, none of them matter, but Heat Trappers is the most annoying to me, so I'm going to cut it. Or play it on him, maybe. Probably cut it. Lagrange, yeah, you're not getting a science tag, buddy. Get out of there. Even though Earth Office would be nice with these 2 cards, you can't give him a science tag in this position. These don't matter. I take Martian Rails for the memes. I take Lagrange. It's a 5th science tag for Interstellar. It's a way to spend some titanium. Be a little competitive on Scientist if he wants to try for it. Make it so I can play Mass if I find it. It's not that important, though. And yeah, he funds Scientist immediately. I draw cards, I get Advanced Alloys. Okay, maybe I can fight him on this Scientist. No, I can't. You just play Gene Repair. You say up 8 science tags, he's got Scientist. Still magnetizing. Alright, Decomposers. Black Polar Dust isn't really good enough. I play my power, I play my Domed Crater. Dome Crater I think makes enough sense because it lets me get a nice conversion there with a nice city there. I didn't use my, did I use my steel? No, I didn't use my steel because I didn't have any after I sold, but also so I get Advanced Alloys value. Just pass. Now you're like, Thread, why'd you play Advanced Alloys? You had no plays to follow it up. Isn't that what you yelled at other people for doing so? Well, what makes it better? All the global discounts have been found. All the science draw things have been found, so it can't get better. I'm going to go ahead and play it in case I want to play a space event here to open the generation. Advanced Ecosystems is amazing with Decomposers. We definitely take that. Urbanized area versus grass is interesting. However, grass isn't really that good for him, and I could eat it with Herbies, so it's a clear urbanized area for me. So I get insulation from this pack. Insulation cloud seeding doesn't really matter, so I just take insulation. One thing to note, though, is he took Security Fleet, which implies he doesn't really have a use for all the titanium he's amassed. So it's not the worst Security Fleet if you really don't have a way to spend 11 titanium. And he has a lot of discounts already. He's got the +2 from Antigrav, -2 from Space Station, and then if he has other discounts, then it's actually relatively reasonable. But none of these cards matter except Urbanized and Advanced Eco here. And I get Tropical Resort, and Tropical Resort is also not bad with Steel if I want to turn my heat into points here. But I think it's too far out of the way. So draw first, as you always want to do. Building Industries and regular theaters, not great, but it's something. He draws as well. He magnetizes again. Titanium Mine. It's too late. We don't need Titanium Mine in Gen 11. Okay, there's Quantum Extractor. So there's another space discount and even more energy. It's crazy how much energy he's got in this game. There's 7 energy tags. And there's that Security Fleet. Yeah, for 1 titanium and 2 cash, I think it's actually okay value to turn 1 titanium into 1 point. So I convert again and again. I'm trying to use the ocean rebates as much as possible. That's 4 extra cash. That's very valuable. And so always try and use that whenever you can. play Lagrange, hoping to find something better, and I find Water Import from Europa, or Wife, as I call it. And yeah, it's great to know this is here. It means it's not with him, and that means that his Jovian threat is a lot less scary without all four of them. He plays Underground City down there. It's a reasonable place. I don't care. His money's exhausted. It's just whatever. You can get 2 points for most of your money. It's not worth being too concerned about protecting your greeneries such that, oh no, I have to block these 2 points. It's fine. If you want to spend 18 meg credits on 2 points, he can. I convert again, get more cash back. I'm at 6%. The immigration shuttles shows that he's a little desperate as well. That's pretty expensive this late in the game for 1 point. But again, if you have no other titanium use, it's not the worst. But if you draw into other titanium uses, then you regret having spent all of that right there. So here I just SP a greenery. I don't really care. I'm feeling very in control of this game right now. And I might as well just go for the oxygen bonus with the credit core cheap greeneries. That gets us up to 10 degrees minus 10 temperature, which means I can play bushes now. He raises heat anyway, so I could have done it anyway, but he was playing around bushes by holding on to his heat, so well played there. The other benefit of 8% is I can play herbies if I want to, but I want to wait till he gets plant prod before I do so. And here, I'm just being lazy. Honestly, I don't think you have to do a city here. I'm just securing my victory by going ahead and putting a city in a very good spot there to just get another full row of greeneries around my city, and that'll be enough for the rest of the game. Okay, and see, this is the perfect card. I love Big Asteroid. It does so much for me in helping me end the game. It hits him with his plants, gets me titanium to use on my other stuff. I get the discount from being credit core. Just such a good card. And I keep getting it right when I really want it to, when the bonus ocean is up for grabs. Perfect. Okay, these don't really matter, moss or lichen. They both can apply to decomposers. So in that case, I think you just take the cheaper one of the two. So I take moss. It doesn't matter though. Extreme cold fungus, it doesn't matter. Just take whatever random card you want there. It's just Big Asteroid here. You don't need anything further. So he plays Towing a Comet. Nice. One less ocean I'm going to have to play, though I had oceans under control with Lake Marineris, so not really my favorite that those are gone. But then I draw into Nuke Zone. Incredible. Nuke Zone basically allows me to take his rebate right there and get the bonus ocean in conjunction with Big Asteroid. So he plays grass. Oh, there's that plant prod I was wanting to wait for my herbies. And then he converts. He converts down there for 6 cash. Makes a lot of sense. Now I do Big Asteroid. I blow up his plants. And then I Nuke Zone. The cool thing about Nuke Zone is I get to place the ocean first for hitting the temperature threshold. And then I get to place the tile. So I get that money and those plants. He raises the heat now again, trying to get the points where he can get them. I play the herbies. Go ahead and start converting my plants. At this point, it looks very likely the game can just end this generation. Ecozone, very strong card, and he gets the viral enhancer effect along with it. So that's a 2-point card immediately that he got 6 cash back from, so insanely good value. And the security fleet coming into play. Nice. So I placed the greenery again, 12%. I'm credit core, I can standard more if I need to. Oh hey, what's that? An amazing card. I'll take an ocean here. It's more efficient than just a little bit. than playing Lake Marineris. Not much more efficient, mind you. But the extra plants are going to be very useful because I can use them in conjunction with imported nitrogen to get another greenery, which is why I took this over Lake. But either one's about the same, I'd say. So lichen, I mean, it's fine with Ecozone, but it's too late. It is not going to do anything. I go ahead and place it there to block off any mangrove possibility. I also get a couple extra plants. He magnetizes again for what looks like the last time. Pets, again, doesn't really do anything. It's 1 point, so it's fine, but I'm not planning on any more cities. So here I play imported nitrogen. It's a cool tactic here that with the GHG bacteria, I can add the microbes onto this instead of from the decomposers. And with that, I have a nice way of raising the temperature here. So fish, 2-point card, and it's maybe 2.5 from Ecozone. So that's pretty good. Now I convert again, 13% oxygen, 1 heat, I got 55 cash. It's easy street. I can end this whenever I want. So I go ahead and do the SP greenery. That was a mistake right there. I was very certain I was winning already, which is why I did that, but I was too cocky and was not paying enough attention. Where should I have placed my greenery if you guys are paying attention to this map here? The answer is I should have either done it on Arcia Mons or over here at Genghis Chasma. And so the reason for that is because note that I'm at 13 plants right now. That means that when I do a conversion on 2 plants, I'll be at 15 plants, and I'll be 1 plant short from getting another conversion because I placed it right there. If I had instead placed it on one of these 2 plant spots, I could have converted and then had enough to convert again next to my city. So that was me being sloppy and lazy. But hopefully you will learn from it and not do the same. So he plays Eos Chasma, great card, puts it on the fish. So some good points here at the end. Media Archives, get a little bit of extra cash, but he's too far behind. And the Terraforming Ganymede. So remember how I talked about how playing immigration shuttles, if you find another card that you would want to spend that titanium on, you're sad that you played it. And that's the perfect example of he had to pay all cash for this instead of being able to pay titanium for it from all the titanium he'd saved up. So that's the opportunity cost that I think was a little unfortunate for him, but I think he was in trouble any way that he played this game, so he was just hoping for more upside and trying to play to any sort of miraculous out he had. And he sells his cards, so he's done. So with him done, I can now take care of the last temperature, completely confident in my victory. Play the colony ship, it's fine value. Play the advanced ecosystems for 4 points. Sell off for the Radchem, play the Radchem for 2 more points. And that's the end of the game. Well, I'll search for life first, but I miss, because I always do. And so there's the win. 116 to 92, so it just goes to show you the power of Credit Core. And I had a very efficient game, and once again, Irby's 4.5 points, Decomposers 2 points. Don't sleep on these cards. They are very strong point scoring cards. Consider his TG, right? This thing was like 7 points. This thing was 3 points with much less investment required. Very, very efficient. And so with that victory, I've defeated number 1 to go up to almost number 1, but my elo's not quite enough to cross the 300 elo threshold. So it's time for the last game. My opponent was probably new to the game, but this is still enough to get me across the threshold should I win, and holy cow, what a hand. This is, I mean, if I was bad manners, I would type GG already. I don't see, based on this hand, how my opponent's coming back from this. Look at this. I have insects in hand, I've got restricted area in hand, I've got natural preserve in hand, archaebacteria, mineral deposit with mining rights, even the magnetizer that CS put such good value previously. But no, not magnetizer. But it's just an incredibly good hand. And I have Credit Core, the best corp in the game, in my opinion. And so, very easy. Keep 2-card draw, keep production, keep plant stuff, and just, yeah, I would consider this like a 85% chance of victory from the very start. Don't need to keep these point scoring cards right now. Fish isn't going to be worth enough, and Magnetizer's just not that good. So I go ahead and just do mining rates first. I don't go for the card draw because card draw isn't really going to change the fact I'm playing mining rates here. And he could always take it with one of his own actions, so better to just secure it now, especially since he's Phobolog and is going to want to try and get titanium when he can. So Vesta Shipyard, that's a good card for Phobolog. Callisto Penal Mines, a very reasonable start by my opponent here. I do restricted area down here on the card. I could go over here, but the placement bonuses just aren't there yet. I'd rather just grab this area, and I can use the natural preserve after I get more information to get over here. Protected Habs, yeah, that 85% chance, it's more like 92% chance now. Yeah, but yeah, all statistics are very accurate when I say them on this channel. So I have the 3 key spots now locked up in that I have tiles there. That means that it's going to be very difficult for him to contest me when I'm placing stuff around the board. Already a huge advantage to myself. And I just play the Archie to just get some plant prod. And then what is this? Research, Adaptech, Mass Converter? What on earth do you take here? Well, in my opinion, you take the card that has the most upside for both of you. And that would be Research, because 2 tags. My opponent has 1 card in hand, no science tags, so Mass Converter looks unlikely for him to ever be good. But Research is good for both of us immediately. These cards don't matter in the least. Fusion Power is the one with the most upside, but we're not taking either. He gives me back Mass Converter. I'm very grateful to my opponent. I will obviously take that with 4 science tags already. And we just buy 2 here. We don't need to do any more than that. He plays Ice Asteroid. Again, reasonable. My opponent's making reasonable moves here. Cards in Titanium, again, makes sense. Space Station. I'm hoping he just drew that from the 2 cards, because otherwise that's a bit of a ordering problem. I draw Zeppelin's not really what I'm looking for, but I pass. I don't really need the -1 right now from Business Network. I already have more than enough from Restricted Area and Research in hand. If I ever run out of things to kind of do, then I'll play Business Network. But I think playing this card too early hurts a lot of people, because 7 cash and -1 prod is not insignificant cost for that card. So obviously Solar Wind Power turns on my Mass Converter, lets me get my 6 energy going immediately. Merry Christmas. Like 3 incredible events here. You guys know that I'm very high on imported hydrogen, so that's what I'm going to select because I have Protected Habs played. Virus doesn't hurt me, so I can give it back to him. And if he takes Tonga Comet, I'll gladly take Virus to hit him. Advanced Ecosystems comes back. Love it. It's a great card. It's going to be another 3-point card for me probably. And Virus does come back. I will take all of them except Virus. Now, here's where I change my strategy based on the strength of the player I'm playing against. If this were the guy I just played, the number 2 player, I would take Virus because I'm expecting him to get a lot of plants. And I want to be very devastating to him. Against this guy, I honestly doubt he's ever getting plants. So I'm not going to waste $3 on this. So this is bad habits from playing against weaker opponents. Don't let this influence you in your games. But for me, I just skip it because I have a feeling it won't pay off. I draw. Soleta's incredible. I easily could play it next gen as Credicore and it would still be good because Credicore is just that good. But I have 11 and Solar Wind Power and Mass Converter. I just want to get those down here. Okay, then my opponent does SP City. That's not a good play. If in Gen 3, I cannot think of a situation in a 2-player game where SP City is the correct and logical decision to make here. But he does it down here, which is also not a good spot, but you can kind of infer why he's doing this. So what do you guys think that he'd be putting a city right there? The answer was so he can mining area on that 1 titanium. Yes, you're correct. That is what I surmised as well, and it's what he's about to do. And that is absolutely not worth it. That's a terrible play. You're taking up one of the spots of your city that you just paid 25, well 23 with a rebate for, and that's just a loss of value when you're already a pretty poor corporation. And so I pass here because I can't get Mass Converter down efficiently this generation. And I'm sad I can't because there's Development Center. Awesome card. Definitely to keep here. Just keep all the card draw to myself. Comet can't even hurt me because of Protected Habs, so he's free to play it. I take small animals, mostly because I don't want to get hit by it more than anything. Breathing filters, I guess. I'm not going to keep it. So Development Center, small animals. Small animals I'm only keeping so I have a tag for advanced ecosystems. Again, I doubt he's going to be getting plant prod, but maybe he'll surprise me. Yeah, Comet's fine. On a card, sure. Makes enough sense. Titanium Mine, reasonable for Phobolog. We draw a card after I just play those. That's a mistake. That's me being lazy. I should have just drawn a card first in case I found Mars University. But I'm going to claim I was playing around Sabotage, and that's why I played them first. You'll see my play get sloppier the less experienced my opponents are, because it just doesn't matter. And I draw Optimal Arrow Breaking, insane value. Can't wait to use that with imported hydrogen. Sad about the Comet, I passed him now. So here, GHG is just great value with Optimal Arrow Breaking and the -2 from Mass Converter. Mangrove's the best card here. None of them are that impressive though. Extreme Cold Fungus has the most potential for synergies, but again, I don't care about it. I'm just going to take Mangrove and GHG. Mangrove is very efficient if you get up to +4 quickly, and with early Mass Converter, I think it's a possibility. Noctis Farming, cool. More plant tags for insects. AI Central, okay. So real talk, in this situation, I don't even think I would play AI Central. It's just not needed. I already have plenty of draw and plenty of premium cards. My opponent's not exactly doing anything that threatening, so I don't need more card draw. I can just play efficient cards and I'll be fine. IO Mining Industries, that's pretty good for Phobolog. If he finds more Joves, I might get a little more scared, but I'm not scared at this moment. So I play imported hydrogen, go for the conversion. Optimal Arrow Breaking lets me get a temperature raise as well. Invention Contest is a no-brainer. He gives me Deimos down. Yeah, don't pass this card, especially if you have 5 Titanium Prod. I'll gladly take that. And again, I have AI Central, but I don't need more cards. I have plenty to do. I don't think that I need it. Now, again, this would change against stronger opposition, but here we can just take good card and draft play good card, and I have more than enough good cards to keep me busy. Okay, while that is a reasonable value, Terraforming Ganymede, generally not the play you want to make in Gen 6. Generally you want to wait more towards the end of the game for the TG. But, like I said, it's not the worst TG we've seen today. Pretty good. So I just play Deimos down, because I get to Heat Prod here. Yes, my opponent doesn't have plants, but I bet he never gets plants anyway. Just get the extra Heat Prod to help end the game a little quicker. Gets me the heat from the optimal arrow breaking for another raise. I can play Noctis Farming. That gets me another conversion, which I can do there on the card. I get Ecological Zone because it's better to be lucky than good. Now I can do Ecological Zone with my Advanced Eco for a sweet 4 points there, and another plant tag on the insects. So like, who needs? I get NRA. Like, who needs more card draw? I'm hitting everything I could ever want, just like this. Okay, so he can have Inventor's Guild. I don't care. I've won. Like, my hand is so stacked. There's nothing he can really find to ever fight me in this position. Yeah, Corporate Stronghold, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Inventor's Guild, no thanks. I want Ice Cap melting because I want to end this game efficiently. I'm not playing the AI Central. Why am I playing the Inventor's Guild? Just 2 oceans. We're moving on. Power Supply Consortium doesn't matter. Nuke Power doesn't matter. He plays Security Fleet. Don't play Security Fleet. Especially not as Phobo. You're paying 4 mega credits early on for a victory point. It's just not a good card. I go ahead and claim Planner because, you know, why not? He plays it very early, Knock the City, which is not good. But it is a legal move. You should play Inventor's Guild before the Knock the City, but it's fine. I have no ground to stand on that. So now, funny move. He now has 4 cash. He hasn't drawn from Invention Contest from Inventor's Guild yet, so I can just flood him and take his money. But I'm not going to. I don't feel the need to be mean to my opponent. So here we take the Sabo, just because it's annoying for me to get hit by it. GHG because of optimal arrow breaking and the -2 value. Predators, because nothing matters. Don't ask me for any real reason why. And again, I don't take Sabotage because it's just a waste of money. I've won. I don't need to spend money hurting my opponent. Alloys, he plays Black Polar Dust. Not necessarily the card I would normally recommend for Phobo, but Terraforming is good, so kudos to him for going for that strategy. Private Committee, Restricted Area. Hey, I get Bushes. Amazing card. Right about the point where it matters. He does like the card from Inventor's Guild. I play the card Flooding. Yes, I missed out on the value of hitting him. No, I don't care. I don't have to take the money for myself. It is an optional effect. I play the Eco Zone there to just get 4 cash back. I raise the heat up to -14. I play the Heather. I now have the 3 plant tags. You guys know what's coming next, right? Nitrogen-rich asteroid. Get the optimal arrow breaking value too. Amazing. Now I can play the import of GHG, get more heat. I can raise the heat. I now am at -10 degrees. I have 12 money, so now I can play the bushes. I'm now at 8 plant prod and 8 plants. I can now convert. Probably going to convert down in the south. Oh, no, over there. That's fine too. All insane cards here. Nitrogen's very good. Media's very good. I take Media, thinking that I might play more events. Honestly, I don't need to take Media. Arctic Algae, not really playable anymore unless one of us has adaptation tech, so no need in taking it. I just take the colony ship. Open City matters more than Carbonate, but none of it matters. I probably shouldn't have even bought Media Group, but I do. It's okay. I claim Gardener, I claim Terraformer, I have all 3 of the milestones now. He plays Giant Ice Asteroid. I appreciate my opponent helping me end. Oceans are taken care of now. That means Ice Cap Melting is dead, which kind of means that this Media Group is dead, which is why I don't think I should have bought it. He plays the Heat Trappers on me. I don't care. I still have the Heat Bump Next Gen. I go and just convert over here to get some money back. Draw the card. Immigration Shuttles. I will not be playing that. He plays Water Splitting Plant. I don't really know why, but it is a legal move. He plays Imported Nitrogen, which missing a lot of value from not getting any of the animals or microbes, but hey, it is a conversion. I appreciate him helping me end the game faster. Molehole Area, it's too expensive. Like, we're on pace to end the game here by Gen 11 if I get lucky. Probably more like 12 with the State of the Oxygen. But, yeah, there's no place for 2 gens of heat for 20 mega credits. Business contacts, sure. Look for whatever cards you want, get your conversion. His conversion takes it up to 5%, so next generation I should be able to get the bonus heat here. I go ahead and fund Landlord. My opponent beat me to funding Miner, but I'm just going to lock in a Landlord fund, and that's the last thing I'll need to spend my money on when it comes to awards. He draws some cards, uses his security fleet. I just pass. You might be wondering why I sold a card, and that was mainly in case he made any sort of movement towards the heat. I would be able to use my heat as well if I wanted to. But I elect to not bother with it. I'll just get it next generation. So Dome Creator matters the most of these cards, which is to say not at all, but it is what it is. I just cut the Jove. He can play Convoy from Europa if he wants. That just means that the bonus Ocean is no longer available, but, I mean, it's not exactly great value. Cut the special design because it doesn't matter. I do buy Domed Crater. I think that that's a mistake. It's not really needed, but it's also not exactly the worst card either. Standard Project would be 21 mega credits. This is 23 mega credits, so slightly better. If I'm going to SP a city, I don't think I even need to, but I guess I want to. He plays Ganymede Colony, so, you know, 3 Jove Molts. Good luck on that front. But he already played TG, so that Molt's already done. And he's locked out of milestones, so I don't really mind. I can do Industrial Center down there, which helps me get 2 more plants. I can play Domed Crater down there to be prepared to draw even more. Not draw even more, convert even more. He plays Nitro Moss, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I appreciate it because my small animals would love to eat from his plants. And here I slow play it a little bit because I don't want him to take the bonus. I'm just going to wait until he's done. Eos Chasma is a nice pickup with Ecozone. He energy taps me. I don't care. I just sell some cards, waiting for him to pass. He does the Convoy from Europa, so the Ocean bonus is gone. Not the end of the world. And now I can just get a nice conversion right here for 6 cash back. So I go ahead and do that. He's low enough cash now that there's no way he can take both of these. So I just take one and then raise the heat up. He passes. I take the last one. Play the small animals. Play the Eos Chasma. And with those sold, play insects to get my prod even higher. And at this point, buddy, if you want it. I could let him have it, but I'm first player, so I'm just going to get it when I open next gen. So here you see a bunch of top tier cards that don't matter at all because the game is about to end. So I just take the most annoying card in AMC. And then I change my mind and think actually Miranda Resort because he can use titanium for Miranda Resort, whereas he has to use cash for Asteroid Mining Consortium. And he's not exactly cash rich. And these don't matter. You ever see Research Outpost and Earthcat passed back to you? Yeah, me neither. I take the Research Outpost because it doesn't matter. And I take the Worms because I'm memeing a little bit here. It'll be 2 prod. Convert for 4 cash back into plants. Raise the temperature. Convert again. Go ahead and just close off the urbanized area. He hits me with the Asteroid Mining Consortium. Oh no. Anyways. Methane from Titan. He's going his best on the Jove strat, but it's too little. Both take our heat. We're up to 4 degrees. He uses water splitting plant, helping me speed it up. He's being really nice. Now that we're at 4, I can play the Mangrove for 4 cash back up there. Play the Advanced Ecosystems to get my points. And the crucial 3rd worm microbe tag so I can play worms here. So I play worms, activate my small animals. He plays the Martian rails, which I'm afraid is not going to get him the value he might be hoping for. I draw my card. Again, lazy. I should have done it previously, but whatever. Okay, farming's the best card here. 16 for 2 VP and 2 plants and 2 prod is very strong, especially with Ecozone. Underground City matters a little bit. Gene Repair is 2 points. You could take either one and it'd be perfectly reasonable here. I take Olympus Conference since I had passed, which was the other reason I'd taken Gene Repair since I'd passed this card. But it doesn't matter. Just farming's all I need. The game's about to end. And again, AI Central Business Network just sitting in my hand just because I haven't needed any more card draw. Kelp Farming, it's a fantastic card. He raises the heat. I raise the heat. That's a lie. I convert my plants first. I guess because I figure if he raises heat, I can use local heat trapping. I play farming. Now with that, I get the last conversion. So that's all of the oxygen TR gone. Security fleet, Martian rails, not exactly that useful. So we raise the heat. We have now terraformed the planet. All that's left to do is maximize points. I draw last. I get viral enhancers because whatever. Drawing last does make sense there because in the final gen it is a rush to get as much of the TR as possible because in a 2-player game each swing of the TR is effectively a 2-point swing because it's 1 more oxygen point for you and 1 less for your opponent. So it does make sense to draw later there when the rush is on like that. But normally you should draw first. But it also doesn't matter. Plays Toll Station for 1 production. Not quite the move I would recommend, but I suppose Banker is secured if he wants to fund that, but I funded Scientist already because might as well secure the points. I don't think he's beating me. He passes. He recognizes that I have won. I SP a city. I play Phobos Space Haven with my extra titanium. And I just sell off a whole bunch of stuff and SP another greenery, which then lets me play Great Dam. I get 2 more greeneries next to my city. And there you have it. will say he did end up surprising me, getting the 6 plant prod, so Virus could have been useful, but as you can see, it didn't matter. 119 to 80. It was just too one-sided on the milestones, and I got too many premium cards. And I was Criticore and he was Phobologue. That in itself is an uphill battle for the Phobologue player. But all in all, well played by my opponent. I think some of the cards were a little suspect, like Toll Station, but he had a very solid first few generations until that SP City play. But for 2 elo, that is very good play overall, I would say. And again, like Ecozone was 5 points. what a dumb card. And so with that, that is how I got the last elo I needed to get up to above 300 elo and achieved #1 player in Terraforming Mars. So I hope you kind of got some key concepts on how this playing works. I think the most interesting thing about this game was that when you already have premium cards, you don't need to spend a lot more money on more card draw. You can just play your premium cards until you run out of them. That's somewhat exacerbated by the fact that I was playing someone I knew I was going to beat anyway, but even against strong players, investing too much in card draw is a trap, and I think you should just play your cards if you have good cards in hand. What was the common theme in all of these games? I think it was that the bio package is very strong, and that Nitrogen-Rich Asteroid is one of the best cards in the game. That you should delete this I Win Criticore Corporation. It's just too strong. But it's in the game, so everyone just has to deal with it. And so with that, that brings this 3-game review to a close. Appreciate everyone that stuck in through this, through the 2 hours or so that it took. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask, or any concepts you would like me to talk about, I'll be happy to make some videos discussing them. And until then, I will see you guys next time.